I want to go back 20 years ago and look an old head college football fan in the eye and say, I want to tell you that in 20 years that there's a head coach fining their kids, their players. Well, at the time, it would be their kids. They're fining their kids for certain things, for missing practice, certain disciplinary reasons, and things like that. What I would give to go back in time and actually tell somebody that and tell them about the changing world of the evolution of college football in 2026. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey. I'm co-host Dylan, sitting to my left today. Dylan, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. It's going good. How's it going?
It's going great here today. We have some news in the college football world. Not only Deion Sanders announcing that he's going to be fining players, the Darian Mensah situation that we've been kind of patient on, waiting on seeing how this is going to unfold, has now unfolded. The lawsuit has been dropped. Presumably a buyout has happened. And then on top of that, he is transferring out of Miami, which most people thought he was going to do, given there was really only two options for him to go, either there or Indiana, that late into the portal cycle. With the amount of money that he is likely getting from Miami to go there, what we saw from the number of Ty Simpson was offered $6.5 million to go to Miami. I'd like to know if the number is more or less, but I don't think that details are public yet. But guys, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about here on the show today. Alabama offensive line coach Chris Kaplowitz has been fired. He has been replaced as of, I think, this morning. Neil, I know you have you have the offensive line coach's name, the new one.
It's Adrian Clem.
Adrian Clem, who has an immense amount of experience. I know the really only issue with him was he has changed over at a lot of jobs recently.
Yeah, he's been. I mean, in 2025 he was defensive analyst for USC, so he's come from winning programs for sure.
And that was another issue, was he's an analyst last year. He didn't have the offensive line pedigree that he was there at an offensive line coach position last year. But he now moving his way back up. And I know he's been with, Bill Belichick. He was there with him when Bill Belichick was fired from the Patriots. Also another tidbit of news today. Bill Belichick wasn't given the nod.
He wasn't for the
Everyone's
so mad. Everyone's mad. And getting whooped on. I feel like he deserves it, man.
Well, I mean, understand. He deserves it. He's one of the best head coaches.
He wins, bro.
He does win. He's one of the best head coaches of all time. Yet they're gonna try to shaft him, it seems like.
Yeah, they're selling him short for sure. I would have. He had my vote. If we're going NFL talent, like people, I think they like to bleed over his college.
I mean, you're talking about North Carolina, poor success over the last couple of years. He hasn't done great there. But in terms of the NFL, likely the best coach of all time, sitting there with Tom Landry, their coach John Madden. I mean, there's other coaches, very little, that sit in the same likeness as Bill Belichick on top of the pedestal. But back to the whole thing and really back to Chris Kaplowitz getting fired. Alabama's in good hands. I mean, they really went out. They got somebody trying to rebuild that offensive line, and he's going to a point now where they're sitting pretty, I would say, in the offseason view. We'll get to the on-season and see how this offensive line is shaping up. They've had a lot of transfers come in with experience, SEC experience, a lot of starters that were offensive linemen at other schools. So Alabama right now looking better than that they have been, really. I think this is really a start to rebuild off of a rushing game that has done poorly the last 2 years under DeBoer. So now we're looking toward to the point of, man, it hopefully we can finally get this running game established.
Find a run game, dude.
Exactly it. And with the loss, you have the loss of Jam Miller. He's leaving, going pro. But you still have guys like A.K. Deere. You still have guys like Daniel Hill. Of course, Ezekiel Crowell coming into the program as well, the 5-star running back. So there's a lot of kids that are waiting their turn. And it really, I think, behind an offensive line that is built in the correct way under DeBoer, could have some run game success. Now, if you look back into the history of DeBoer, though, he's never really been a running coach. He doesn't have great numbers as a head coach with a running game. Of course, a lot of it's Michael Penix. You had a Heisman quarterback.
Was crazy.
Exactly, right? So you had Michael Penix, who a lot of people compared to Milroe didn't have the same success. That now either having Keelan Russell or Austin Mack being behind the helm in a switch over an offense, Mack is a big guy. He can run this offense. He's 6'6". He has the arm strength. We saw him a little bit in the Rose Bowl. He looked good for a minute there, and then issues started to happen. A lot of things unfolded. What could have changed if there was an actual running game there? So to build this offensive lineup in a way, you're starting from scratch, a way you kind of want to right now with the new offensive line coach. So I'm excited to see possibly we start to move on and really implement an Alabama-style running game, because look back to years Nick Saban. What was 1 year you didn't see without a running game?
Not a single one. They was always respected on all levels running the ball. They were dominant.
And you haven't seen that from Alabama the last couple of years.
Not these last 2 years. Not these last few years with the board. No.
Little history about Dylan here. You graduated the University of Alabama, 2 years under Nick Saban, and now 2 or 3 years under DeBoer.
I had 3 seasons with DeBoer, and I had 2 seasons with Saban. And let me tell you, night and day. When it comes to like being an outsider from the stands looking on the field,
yeah,
I'll tell you what, it was crazy. I think they were more respected. It was less of a show when they went on the field. It was more, let's get in, do the work.
Yeah,
it's a business trip. We're here to win.
And a lot of things have changed at DeBoer, and that's one likeness.
And I don't mean to dog DeBoer. It was DeBoer won.
No, DeBoer has won. I mean, there's no issue about it. I mean, we look back with the 5th toughest schedule in the country, and on top of that, only having 2-3 losses in both your years, yeah. It's not that big of an issue. This is this isn't good team. This is a great performance put on there. But you're right, a little more showy than Nick Saban had it. Yeah. In a lot of ways, not down to business. Guys, you can hit us up on YouTube right here in the comments section. Carl already hitting us up on YouTube. Roll Tide Roll hitting us up. And he also said, can't be an a-hole and make the Hall of Fame. Talking about Bill Belichick.
I get it. You got to win the votes. It's at the end of the day, it gets a little political when you're trying to win votes to be first ballot.
Oh, 100% it does.
So can't be an a-hole and vote, Not all the time.
100% here. Of course, today talking about the DeBiako situation, college basketball. We talked a little bit about this on Saturday, and now we've gone to a situation where the NCAA has asked the judge to recuse himself. He has since recused himself.
Yeah, they say he's got ties to.
Well, he's an Alabama booster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has committed thousands upon thousands of dollars to the University of Alabama.
I think he's being biased.
100% he's being biased. I mean,
they're just gonna put another Tuscaloosa judge in the mix.
I mean, that's going to be the hard thing to find. Well, because the case was filed in Tuscaloosa, it's going to be hard to go find a different judge, a judge that doesn't have an Alabama tie.
Yeah, they
to get rid of this. I mean, that's the NCAA needs to handle this is the real problem, because they're just going 10-day, a 10-day order where, and then he pushed it off to another 10-day order. What's the end game in this? And the biggest question I have for it is, can he actually continue playing if the NCAA steps in and says, no, you're done? Or is he on the team permanently? I don't exactly know the fact on that.
I could be wrong, but they did reassign his case.
Yeah.
I think I read like an article that was posted an hour on 3,
an
hour ago from On 3. And it said it was reassigned to a guy named Daniel Pruitt.
Okay.
Could be wrong. And it's another Tuscaloosa judge.
So
I feel like he'll still
So we're just
I
going to
think
keep
they'll
going
still
in
do
this
it.
realm of
They're just gonna
possibility.
let them play. They'll just end up letting them play. It's all a business now. They just want to do it legally.
Oh, it's completely a business, yeah. But it also to the fact of you, like you said, you're not going to find an Alabama judge in Tuscaloosa that doesn't have ties to the university. It's not going to happen in Tuscaloosa.
I don't know. I don't know one.
You don't know. Yeah,
I don't know one. I can't name one.
There's probably not one down there that doesn't have ties to this case. Now, the issue that I see now is I don't know how you get DeBoer out of playing basketball, even if the NCAA comes in and says no, he's done. I feel like the only power they would have is, okay, we're going to take away wins. You're no longer eligible for this. You're going to take away scholarships, stuff like that. But how much bite is the NCAA actually going to have in this? Because if they don't stop it in basketball, it won't stop in football either.
Maybe a hefty fine. I don't know, Nate. I would just they're gonna play him. They'll play him. He's there. He's suited out.
Well, I mean, he played last Saturday.
Yeah,
they lost.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they lost.
He had 25 minutes.
Yeah,
he was.
I mean,
he was out there.
The only way I could see this actually happening is if they would have to come after the fact and say, okay, we're taking away wins. We're going to vacate some stuff. Whatever Alabama actually gets this year, it will be null and void once Bediako started playing games. Whatever game he plays, that's the only thing they could do after the fact.
They'll just take it from their record.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of the same situation with Louisville. Yeah. I mean, the same situation with Louisville back with Rick Pitino as their head coach. When Rick Pitino got caught in it was prostitute for recruit, basically. So he was recruits prostitute. You can make it up what happens in your mind there.
Yeah.
They won a national championship that year, and it was vacated.
They just took it away from them.
Yeah.
Well, Auburn's claiming them. I guess they can take them too.
They can take them too. I mean, they can't do anything about claim national championships. I mean, it's just your claim by the school. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's really the majority of all they could do there is actually just take it away completely. So, completely all they could do there is just take it away. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, the possibility. I mean, DeBoer in the NCAA. In college basketball, the view on this is kind of strange because obviously it's a strategic advantage to have the player.
I mean, legally, he's got the temporary restraining orders to keep the NCAA away from him playing.
That's exactly it. I mean,
I'll tell you, he already played against Missouri too.
Yeah,
he's gonna play against Florida and he's gonna play against Texas A&M. You're saying that they're going to take those wins away if
the possibility of taking those wins away are there after the fact. I mean, they can't do anything now. I mean,
legally
they can't. I mean, the NCAA had no bite with Michigan a couple of years ago with the Connor Stallion scandal. All they did was fine them. A couple of scholarships here, a couple of scholarships there. It didn't really hurt the program.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist.
It was a complete slap on the wrist. So if that's a slap on the wrist for continuously actively cheating in games, there's nothing going to happen with DeBoer. I don't see it happening, which pushes the question is, when is this going to happen within college football?
I don't know, man.
I think
college football has so many boosters and so much money like thrown into it yearly.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, NCAA basketball is big. It's huge. But college football, you get your big boosters.
No, I understand, yeah.
Those are your guys throwing 6 figures a year. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like with the amount of money coming in, it's not gonna roll over. Like legally, they're just gonna let them play. I don't think that they have a right to just take their losses. I mean, their wins away from them.
I just don't. I mean, they have the right. I just don't know if they'll do it.
Right.
But Len hitting us up again on YouTube. The NCAA does not have to invite Alabama to postseason March Madness tournament.
So they won't take them. Like they won't invite them or something.
You could see that happen if the NCAA decides. It's all a question of what bite does the NCAA have anymore, because we've seen how poorly they've operated over the last couple of years. How much can they do, and are they willing to do it at the end? My whole point is, how close are we to seeing a situation where a former football player comes back from the pros? Let's say it's somebody that was undrafted, signed on a practice squad.
Same situation.
Okay, signed to the practice squad, never actually played an NBA game, and then decides to come back to college. The whole point a lot of people are making is, not only is it a strategic advantage, so why it's open, go ahead and do it.
Because they get the pro experience.
Well, yes, in a way, but is it taking away from high school athletes?
It's delaying them 100%.
Because if you make the argument that it is, so is the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
So are these fifth-year seniors. So is a red shirt. So is a red shirt senior, right? A transfer senior. Man, I'm gonna go blank on what it's called. That transfer senior. I mean, a graduate senior, a graduate transfer. So the hard argument is they're gonna use your words against you as soon as the NCAA files a motion on this. If this ever were to happen in college football, even with it happening in college basketball, they're going to go back. The legal team of this player is going to go back and sit there and say, well, the transfer portal takes away from the high school athletes. The graduate seniors take away from the high school athletes. There's so many things in the sport that already take away from high school athletes. So why are we sitting here and trying to debate what's different from him coming back? It's the same thing. If we're allowing this thing, why would we not allow that?
Yeah, 100%. If we allow this guy to get this X amount of money this year, why can't we allow him to come back and play?
I mean,
play ball. He hasn't played realistically you're saying for college football, like the practice squad and coming back. Realistically, they're not under contract there, are they?
Yes, they'd be under contract. Well, you'd still be in a contract with the NFL.
And they are also under contract in G League, right?
Yeah, in the G League, they're still under contract.
Well, that's your pro argument there. That's a pro contract. So I don't.
Well, there's also a situation that could be developing.
I can see both sides.
Well, so there's also a situation that could be developing with Dink Pate. So Dink Pate signed with the NBA G League straight out of high school when they were still doing their high school basketball stuff, or the college experience for the G League. I think it was the G League Ignite. When they were still doing that stuff there, Jason Hart was the head coach of that team. Jason Hart's now an assistant at Kentucky. Hart's trying to pull away Dink Pate to come to Kentucky to play college basketball. The issue is he played on a pro contract when he played straight out of high school and went to the developmental college age team for the G League, who were playing other pro teams. Mm-hmm. He's been there for a year already. He is not going to come in mid-season for Kentucky. He's going to come in postseason if he actually decides to come back to college. So you won't see Dink Pate possibly in a Kentucky uniform until next year.
That's wild. That's different.
So we're still discussing, okay, I mean, Chad Baker-Mazara today, he turned 26. He's now the third ever player to become off his parents' health insurance while playing college basketball.
Hey, congratulations, man. Go you, bro.
I mean, what happened to the day of actually the end goal was being professional?
Right.
You want to stick in college forever?
I wouldn't. I feel like it's so misconstrued now because there's so much money involved. It's all a business now.
Yeah.
It's all about doing it legally. Giving me enough money. What do I get to be here? It's not like being in the program for 4 years and then getting the experience of being on practice squad for like a year and then maybe getting in sophomore year. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I'll get back
At this
to
point, you have 6-7 years to play college football.
Oh, we don't do 6-7 on this show.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we don't do that.
You have
It's
7-8
illegal.
years.
It's better.
College football. You know?
Don't provide me with 7-8 years of college football. don't provide me with that. I'll sit back and sit on my issue with the NIL. A lot of people want to sit here. So NIL, the way it works now, right? I mean, it's all done through collective agreements. So Alabama has the Alabama Foundation, right? Mm-hmm. That's what pays their players. Okay. The NCAA allows a certain amount of money to go out each year, which no team abides by. But I think the room now is 22 for all the sports. You have $22 million to split between all the sports. And a majority of the programs, that's going to go to their football. At programs like Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, a lot of that's going to their basketball. So NIL was never supposed to work this way. NIL was supposed to work through social media. Completely through social media. Okay. You get contracts and branding opportunities through your social media. You get paid that way. You're not getting paid through the school. You could get paid by a local car dealership, local jewelry store, come and appear in this local commercial for me,
like
barbershop.
Coming from the community.
Yeah. Okay. That was the whole goal. Or through social media. You could have a big media, like if Dr. Pepper said, hey, come, you want to, like Bryce Young did, hey, come be in our commercial.
Yeah, we'll do a post.
We'll do something like that. Appear in my apparel academy, hits him up and says, hey, will you appear in some academy brand or academy brand stuff, Nike, right. That was the whole point of social media, or excuse me, that was the whole point of NIL. But the way it was rolled out without the regulations to follow it, it turned into this whole thing of paying players, and the transfer portal turned into free agency. So if we actually looked at the standpoint and said, if we would actually roll this out correctly and used how it was supposed to be used through social media and branding opportunities that way, we wouldn't have the situation of players trying to play to their 27 in college football, because that money,
they make more money staying.
They make more money now staying. It's the same thing with TJ Finley. TJ Finley has played for like 8 different schools. He's now at Incarnate Ward. He's getting paid. Why? Okay. Dude, let me ask you this question. If you were a 6th-year senior, you played through COVID year, you've been in there for a while, heck, you still have another year of eligibility left. Are you going to go to the NFL where you probably won't get drafted and you're going to end up at a desk job? A little cubicle somewhere, right? And they're going to offer you $100,000 a year on the high end. You might get lucky with a 4-year degree. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have the 4-year degree because you transferred so many times.
Yeah, your credits aren't all that.
Your credits aren't all there. So let's back that up. You might have an associate's. And let's say you'll make $60,000 a year. Or you got Incarnate Ward over here saying, I got $250,000 sitting aside. You want to play quarterback here for a year? Wouldn't you rather continue playing football like you have done since you were 6 years old in Pee Wee and make $250 million a year doing that? Or $250,000 a year doing that, rather than go sitting at a desk at a 9 to 5 for $60,000 to $70,000 a year?
Taking the $250 every time.
So again, we're back to the situation. Why do we have these NIL collectives that are incentivizing these kids that are 6 and 7 year seniors to continue playing college football? Okay. Or you have a 3rd round pick projected that's making $5 million playing quarterback, yet he had a down year. He might be a 3rd round pick, and you got another school over here saying, hey, we'll pay you another 5, come play for us for another year, or go play on a rookie contract that you won't get $5 million out of. So my whole point with this, and I'll go back to the only person that ever did NIL right was LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn.
Is you serious? I remember this conversation.
She worked off her social media. She did great at it. She was great at it. A lot of things helped, understandably, but she ended up making millions of dollars off that. Never a dime. She did it the way NIL was supposed to be ran through.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people willing to throw that money to these schools. It's also the people around them too. It's not just the school. You got Joe and Jimmy willing to put a combined $750,000 just to go get a player.
I mean, we saw what Dave Portnoy did a couple of years ago with Bryce Underwood at Michigan. He said, "I'll pay for the guy straight up to come to Michigan."
Yeah.
So why do we even have the middleman?
It's NIL has completely gotten
I think
out of hand,
because the whole Portnoy situation, that's what should be illegal. You should never have an alumni trying to sway a kid to come to a school that way with money.
You can go through the right person to do it.
Well, it's called a bagman.
Yeah.
You want to go back 20 years.
You can do it right.
You want to go to a bagman.
Right.
Nick Saban had a lot of bagmans, although that's unofficial.
They can get the money to the school. It doesn't have to.
It's possible. It's just public now, right?
Yeah,
Bagman's just public now. So, I just go back to the situation. If we used NIL the way it was supposed to be used, we wouldn't have the issues of these players staying too long. We wouldn't have the issue of Ohio State spending more than $22 million on their roster. We wouldn't have that issue of just bulking teams. What Kiffin is doing right now completely. Kiffin is spending a ton of money. I mean, the amount of money I forget what the contract entailed of how much money he was actually able to give to players. Yep. But Kiffin is absolutely spending wild. He's putting together an all-star college football team.
You have to find a way to make it beneficial to leave. Like you get a kid that's 22, 23 years old. Like you said, are you going to take an undrafted route to pros, or are you going to come back for this $250,000 to suit up and play for another year here?
Yeah.
It's you have to make it to where it doesn't make sense to come back. It makes sense for me to leave and move on.
So
that question is what
is your answer to that? Like, what is the answer to do that?
Honestly, I don't know.
I think the only answer is to bring the NIL back into the hands of corporations rather than in college football teams, rather than in institutions.
Find a way to strictly hold to the team caps. Like maybe put a cap on how much you can put to your football team. If you're going to give them $22 million, you can only use $8 million of that on your football team. You can only use $4 million that on your second highest ranking.
Well, see, the problem with spreading that out, if you put the cap in it like that, because schools you're paying rowing teams, you're playing swim teams, you're paying gymnastics, you're paying hopscotch, you're paying Quidditch, right? I mean, there's
water polo.
I mean, you go down the list of you're trying to put caps on this, but how much you actually, if you're supposed to spread it amongst evenly, you're going to end up with $1 million. And the whole argument against my argument is, you're going to have players that are just going to get jealous. You're going to have a wide receiver that's jealous that a quarterback is making $5 million and he's only making $2 million. And then they're going to hit up the transfer portal. What's the lesser evil?
I'm out.
Okay, you're going to have a kid transfer. There's no change in that now. We saw the issues with the tampering that's been happening at Ole Miss. The tampering at Ole Miss is out of control with Pete Golding.
Pete Golding, we're talking about you here.
The linebacker from...
But you know what? There's tampering everywhere.
Well, I mean, yes, there's tampering all over the sport. He did get caught. And Kiffin Clemson, Dabo Swinney tried to call him out. What do you think on this? You think Clemson? Well, you think Dabo came off as a crybaby?
Dabo was here before NIL.
But did he come off as a crybaby?
No.
To the rest of the country?
No, he pointed a finger and told everybody what was up.
Well, but if you ask the off the bench,
but if you ask someone that doesn't like Clemson and Dabo Swinney, yeah, he's a crybaby. That's the thing. That's the.
So you're separating it between You're basically, if you're a fan of Clemson, it came off as a
Yeah, if you like South Carolina, you're a baby. If I like South Carolina and I'm looking at Dabo Sweeney on my feed talk about how he's mad that somebody got a player from him, yeah, you're a crybaby. But I don't.
So the argument that I brought up the
Clemson
other
like
day was, we've been looking for a leader, a strategic leader in our sport. Like Saban was. He came out and called out issues that were happening within college football and almost policed it in a way, or enough to push it aside to where it wouldn't come into the sport, or really creak that door a little more open. He pushed that slam to close before it could happen. Could Dabo be that inspirational figure?
You can't motivate me too much. I don't know.
Would you have accepted Dabo as the head coach of Alabama?
No.
You Alabama alumni.
They want. I heard kids say we want Dabo, we want Lane. I think a lot of the guys, at least a lot of my friends, we wanted Lane Kiffin. We, as much as like a lot of people didn't like him.
Byrne won't do it. Greg Byrne won't do it.
We knew it would never happen. But my little 2-3 guys, we were like, maybe, just maybe. It's so unpredictable. NIL is so unpredictable. What if Alabama gave him the right number?
Alabama. They would have, if they would have offered, you probably could have offered less than LSU.
Never done it.
You want to talk about a what if scenario of if DeBoer would have been fired after Lane got the job at LSU and Alabama offered a number that wasn't as quite high, and the NIL for players wasn't as quite as high, would he have accepted the Alabama job if Byrne would have ever offered it?
No.
I think he would have. I think he's got a weakness for the University of Alabama.
The tie. What's the weak? What do you mean for the weakness?
I think he's got a weakness in his heart, saying he's going to favor the Alabama job rather than the LSU job. He was an OC there. He was an OC under Saban. He got fired a week before the national championship.
Saban branch.
Exactly it. That would be Byrne's draw, I guess, to him.
The GOAT, the greatest.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. I look back on the scenarios and I see, what's happening with NIL in our sport. I think it could fix a lot of things if you actually instituted it the right way. Now, we're not sitting here trying to say we're going to come up with all the issues of the sport. I know every show across the country is trying to figure out how to fix the sport right now. Let's break it for you. You're not going to find a genuine fix. Nobody's going to agree on it. If I sit there and say, okay, let's do NIL the correct way, they're going to come back and say, oh, you don't want to pay players. No, I don't. You agree? You want to play players? Okay, then we're not on the same conversation here. Hey, paying players is completely different what NIL was supposed to be, and it's turned into pay for play and free agency, not the college football that I remember.
There's no way to get everyone on the same page.
There never will be.
No. Let me ask you this. Are you in favor of abolishing the NIL completely? Throw it away. Like, let's say you could wake up tomorrow and you could be like, no more NIL, back to our roots. What would you do?
To me, I would be like I was saying, I'd put it back into the hands of the way it was supposed to. You put it in corporations. Corporations cut out the middleman of the school. You go straight to the player with the social media following, and your whole deal is growing your social media. It becomes, your side business in a way.
It's whatever you make on social media.
Yeah, you have $1 million on social media. You're going to be hit up by corporations saying, hey, will you sponsor, you'll video with my product? Will you come in and do something?
An unlimited amount of social media sources. You have the big three, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah.
But there's many sources that these guys go through to Twitter, X. There's numerous sources they can go through for. So it's hard to get limitations on what they can and can't do.
You got Lynn hitting us up on YouTube again. Excuse me, Carl Lynn, same thing. If you're in college, you call him Carl, right? Okay, so Carl hitting us up on YouTube. Abolish it. Education and experience is your pay, which is the old head standpoint of which Carl played.
I didn't get paid to get my degree.
You didn't.
You know what? A lot of kids do. They get a lot of scholarship money too.
Well, you get scholarship money,
but the true reward from college, it's misconstrued for a lot of these athletes for sure.
No, I think it's completely changed in a way of this is no law. I mean, Beck. I mean, he graduated 2 years ago. Beck ain't going to class. He hasn't been going to class in 2 years. He's supposed to be, but he ain't. Hey,
Maybe you can do enrollment rules.
He's supposed to be enrolled in I think 2 classes at the minimum, and he could still play college, but he's not doing that. He's showing up to practice at 6 a.m. and working all day long. I mean, he admitted it.
You have electives.
You could have electives. You could, and that could
be in the classes that don't require him to even show up.
Well, what he's doing is he is in a class that's probably taught by a coach, and they're essentially the class is probably pop culture and football, something like that, right? You can answer a test a week for 5 minutes. I mean, that's essentially what it is. So, when Carson Beck hasn't played in 2 years, I think it brings us completely back to the NIL and everything there. Jamie hitting us up on YouTube. Let Saban run NIL.
He's got some good takes. I can't remember what exactly he said, but he had a good take on this.
Let Saban be the commissioner. I think Saban as the commissioner in college football would do wonderful things.
I think he's got an unbiased head on his shoulders too when he's looking at this. I feel like he'd be a great commissioner.
I do too. I mean, the only time I've seen him in bias is on game day. Whenever when they're picking Bama, it seems like he never not choose.
I don't think we'll ever see him not choose Bama.
No, I don't think we will either.
I'll probably put my retirement on that.
You put your retirement on that.
He's never not voting Bama. You were getting ready to shake my hand, weren't you?
No.
I saw, bro. You flinched.
I think Saban would absolutely. I think he would do phenomenal running NIL. Carl hitting us up again on YouTube. They are all taking online class courses. I don't think you're allowed to. I think you have to be an in-person student at the university.
I don't know. There's also a lot of hybrid classes too.
There are
hybrid classes where I had took a computer science class that I only had to show up on test day.
Yeah, I mean that's true. There's those classes out there. I mean, there's ways around it.
Yeah, there's so many ways around it. I'm not surprised if he hasn't stepped foot since the day he talked to the counselor to get in class enrolled. Maybe day one. Maybe he came day one.
Yeah, that's
F-Doc, first day of class.
That's it right there. I mean, that's all you got to do to get around to the rule.
Teacher, I'm here.
That's all you got to do to get out of the rule.
Again, I'm gonna go try and win you a national championship,
but we could go to this scenario of: would you rather have the era of AJ McCarron in Alabama when these kids were going to class? They're getting paid bag man money. Okay, I'm not saying they are. We're just essentially assuming. Or would you rather have this era right now of where they're getting flashy about their money on social media and everywhere else? Or you can also think about this: would you rather have a McCarron or a Carson Beck?
Oh, McCarron. I like the storyline of being in that room for a while, and then you get your chance, and then you really show what you're made of, and then you get drafted.
Didn't McCarron start as a sophomore?
Yeah, he didn't start as a freshman.
No, he did not. I mean, that's more the Mac Jones approach what you're taking, which was kind of blended with. I don't know.
I like the grind of being the backup.
Yeah, and Mac was a backup for 3 or 4 years. Yeah. He may have been a redshirt senior at the time.
That's true.
But my whole point with it is the era that we're in, so much different from the other one, is the value of the TV rating of what the fan actually enjoys. I would argue that if you go back 10 years ago, I would rather watch the product put onto the field then than the product that's put onto the field now.
Right. I agree with you. I like the way it was back then. I think now it's almost a performance. Like I was saying earlier, it's like performative.
I mean, knowing what I know now about Johnny Manziel,
yeah,
I would.
There was a lot under the table
A
going
lot
on.
under the table there. I
Johnny
wish we
football,
would have
man.
known. I wish there was some way of knowing back then of what Johnny Manziel was actually doing.
Did you watch that documentary?
Oh, yeah. I watched the documentary on
That's
Manziel.
probably not what he was really doing, though. He's probably going.
Oh, I think it's 10 times worse.
Probably 10 times worse. Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of, I knew if we won the game, every time we score touchdowns, a shot later. Every time we won,
The harder
we're going
partied,
out.
The harder he partied, the better he played.
I mean, that was exactly it. I'm just saying I would rather have the era of a Johnny Manziel, Derrick Henry,
The guys who have been in the same room for 4 years.
Jake Fromm at Georgia, Tim Tebow.
41 new people this year. They had them way more.
Deion's still flipping that roster around, and I guess they're okay with being fined.
That's over 100 new kids in 2 years, and then they're losing just the same amount.
Yeah,
it's like you're not with the same guys. Like if you take a team that's been with the same group, the same grind for 4 years now, and you take an NIL built team, who are you taking?
I'm taking the team that's been built together. And I'll tell you exactly,
because they're gonna do anything they can for each other.
And I'll tell you an example about that of, okay, let's say you have 3 offensive linemen commit to the same school. They play with each other freshman, sophomore year. They all 3 decide to hit the transfer portal, and you take them in a package deal. The most important thing, I think, now on the offensive line is not only experience, but it's experience with the players that round you. If you know your center, your left tackle, your left guard, like your brothers, you've played on the same team for 2 years already. You have the consistency of knowing how to block with those old linemen by your side. The most valuable thing right now in this sport is O-linemen that have relationships with the other O-linemen that they have with for years. Mm-hmm. If you had those relationships, the team chemistry, just for the offensive line standpoint, I think it jumps up tremendously.
It's undeniable. These guys are all in sync. They're moving as one on the front.
That's exactly it.
That's what you need. That's what Bama needs.
Well, and I think that's part of the reason a lot of why Indiana was so good this year as well, because a lot of those players, I get it. Cignetti had been there for 2 years at Indiana, and he won a national championship on a second. Before that, he was at James Madison. A lot of those players played at James Madison.
Yeah, he brought a lot of the guys with him. He brought his luggage with him.
Exactly, right? So those kids, but it's different from Deion luggage, though. Deion just brought in everybody around the country that said, hey, you're a former 5-star. Come over here. We'll give you a chance to play.
I was bringing Louis and brought over some not Louis. It was, the first year was okay.
The first year was okay. When you had Shador and you had Travis Hunter back there.
Kelsey 3-9 doesn't excite me, man. That's not Louis, man.
When you had Shador and Travis Hunter this past year.
I love Deion. I love the Sanders. I think Shador is going to be really good in the pros. But
I don't think Shador had any business being voted to the Pro Bowl last week.
No, I don't either.
This week, excuse me.
He had what, 5 starts?
Yes, and he had more interceptions than touchdowns.
That's player likeliness, though, bro.
Well, that's it too.
That's the last name.
Carl, hit us up again on YouTube. If you restrict the transfers, the NIL will level out. See, I don't know if that's
you restrict how many people you can bring in.
No, not necessarily. Like if you restrict the amount of times you can transfer. So let's say you transfer one time, no penalty.
You can't transfer again.
If you transfer again, you have to sit a year.
Did someone suggest that? I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, that's been suggested many times. Calipari, Arkansas, I think was the first one to do it. Suggested that rule.
That's not terrible.
Does it level it out? I don't think so. I think you still need more.
And even if you level it out by restricting with a fine, like let's say you transfer again and you penalize them, there's gonna be a lot of people who take the penalty and just deal with it.
I mean, will.
You can go to court for an extra year eligibility.
But the question is, do you get paid for sitting out that year? Will you still get the money when you transfer, or do you have to wait a year to actually receive that money? That's how you limit transfers. So Carl has a point here on YouTube.
Like restricting them. For sure.
That would completely restrict it. Because obviously now if you just transfer, you get the money, you're getting that money.
Mhm.
But if you have a current NIL deal and you transfer, you've already transferred once, you're transferring a second time. And like for Mensah wouldn't work in this scenario, neither would Beck.
TJ Finley.
I mean, Finley wouldn't. Finley would be in his like
What would you find
14th
him?
year.
What would you find him?
Finley would be 34.
What are you finding him? What's your restriction for Finley?
Finley, I would kick out of the league. If I was college football commissioner for a day, Finley would not be in college football.
That's a valid take.
I mean, neither would have Carson Beck, though. Carson Beck would have been put to the league years ago.
You know, he's a tough look at, bro.
I think the perfect way.
He was. I feel like he was ready. He was past due time. He was on borrowed time.
He was. I think the perfect way to move toward a situation to where you have to. I think the perfect way to go forward with this is you get rid of the redshirt rule. No more redshirt. They've already upped it to like 8 or 9 games. It's not even a redshirt anymore. Just let them play.
So you get rid of the redshirt. And
you have 5 years of eligibility.
What if you get hurt? Doesn't matter.
No. We can discuss when you're a senior. If you get hurt as a senior, they will then talk and decide if you can get another year of eligibility. Because when Trinidad Chambliss is trying to get suing for another year of eligibility, he already played JUCO. He then again has played. It's his first year. Second year.
He wasn't on the field one of the
second year.
So I think that was his I think that was his argument in court, is that he had a asthma problem.
An asthma problem. So he didn't play a year.
Him off the year. I could be thinking the wrong. I don't know why. I should have fact checked this stuff.
So if the way I would handle the Chambliss situation is you played JUCO. Cool. You're 2 years of JUCO. That counts as 1 year's of eligibility. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're still getting penalized for playing JUCO. We can't just give another year to you. Okay. So as soon as you would have, if you play JUCO and you play both years of JUCO, you then have 6 years of eligibility. And that's the flat line. Nobody will ever have more than 6 years of eligibility.
That's if you played 2 years.
If you
played both years.
Well, no. What I'm saying is if you touch the field in JUCO, that counts as a year's eligibility.
I mean, you can touch the field and get redshirted.
I say that's where the situation gonna get sticky because they're gonna. Well, that's what I'm saying. Get rid of the redshirt rule completely. Mm-hmm. So no more redshirt. No more redshirt. You get 5 years of eligibility no matter what. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, graduate.
You're saying 5 years of eligibility separate from the JUCO because the JUCO counts as 1.
Yes, those 2 years of JUCO count as 1 year of your FBS eligibility. So as soon as you're jumping in, you then have 4 years left. After those 2 years in JUCO, or 1 year, whatever you play, that's a year, no matter what. Your time in JUCO is counted as 1 year. And then you jump up, and then you still have 4 years left of remaining eligibility in college football.
Someone's going to find a loophole.
There's always
going to be a loophole.
You have to find a tight knot loophole about this, because if you continue to allow the loopholes,
it's just going to get worse. Like
we're going to be exactly in the situation we are now.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, there's no reason we should have ever been in this situation of how much the sport has changed right now. And I don't disagree with the change in the sport, but at some point we're going too far to actually call this. Jamie hitting us up on YouTube. Refresh me. If a graduate transfer in his final year gets hurt, should he get another year? Oh.
Graduate transfer.
In his final year of eligibility, if he were to transfer as a senior, so you're transferring after you've graduated and he gets hurt. It'd be discussed. That's what I would say about that. I mean, you're graduating at your 4 years, so your 5th year would be your graduate year.
It would be what the people now take to court.
That's what would be taken to court.
That's what would be the legal argument side of that.
If you're hurt your senior year, I think there would be a game limit on it. I think you put a game limit on it. If you play over 50% of your games and then get hurt,
last game and you claim
exactly it. If you play 50% of games that year of the regular season, 50% of games, and you get hurt, then you're no longer eligible. If you were to get hurt in the first couple weeks of the season, you then have an argument to say, okay, I would like another year of eligibility. And that was when it would be likely granted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's an issue with that. I would say that's the best way to move forward here. Guys, let me know where you're listening from here tonight. This is the Off the Bench College Football. We're having a fun time here. It is the offseason after all. Of course, we're going through offseason news. There's no limited news in the offseason. Of course, what ifs, scenarios, story times, all that good stuff. Just discussing a lot of the legal and off the field issues within college football. We're not trying to fix the sport of college football. Every show in the country is trying to do that. If I'm the commissioner for one day, I did say that.
If only we were commissioners.
But it's still fun to discuss the idea of what could actually be implemented into the sport hypothetically, if it would be a better outcome in the end, which I think it possibly could be.
Are you paying $2,500 missing practice?
I'm not paying $2,500 for missing practice.
What if you were making $5 million?
You know what I would do if I was told that I was here's another loophole for you. You know what I would do if I was told that I'm getting fined for missing practice by Deion?
What are you doing, bro?
Unenrolling into the school and re-enrolling in a different one. Bypassing the transfer portal. A Miami player did it in the past. A Wisconsin player did it in the past, re-enrolled in Miami a couple years ago.
Is he doing that to people not on NIL? This is his whole roster?
Who? No. That
Deion.
happened. Oh, Deion? I think these is kids on his whole roster. Can you imagine? I mean, a lot of schools, I don't know if Colorado's one, but a lot of schools like LSU has the Nike deal. So every player on the roster has an NIL deal. I'm not sure if that's the case with Colorado.
Like they're getting something.
They're getting something at LSU no matter what. If you're on that roster, you're signed to an NIL deal by Nike.
That's so much money.
That's a lot of money. That's why NIL.
Oh my!
You talk about strategic advantages. That's another strategic advantage of the sport.
The amount of money that's flushed into college now, like college sports, not even just college. College sports.
Oh, it's an insane amount.
It's unthinkable.
It is.
Almost unthinkable.
It truly is.
My grandfather's not taking a $2,500 fine. He's telling me to. Well, the old school coaches, you get in trouble with them, you miss practice with them, you're running down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
So let's just say you're
money is business. It's all business.
Let's just say if you're a millionaire on this team, though, let's just say you're getting paid $1 million in NIL in Colorado.
I'm gonna miss a couple practices.
And you're missing a couple. You paying that $2,500 fine, or are you running the 2 miles? If you had the choice, are you running 2 miles, or since you're a millionaire, you can pay the fine easily?
If it was me, like me myself, and mean right now, I'm a run.
What if I tell you I need you to run field goal post to field goal post for the next 6 hours
until you get tired of seeing me run?
Would you rather pay the $2,500 or run for 6 hours?
I'm paying every time. Be like, hey, that NIL that you're paying me $5 million with, yeah, go ahead and just pay me about $4,995,000 of it. Take 5,000. Go ahead.
The kids are going to be completely fine with this. This isn't going to change anything for Deion. It's the point I'm trying to make.
College players run college football. They have it's almost like they have, well, I mean, it's still school control, but the players, if let's say you're a hot shot, I'm getting my money's worth nowadays. It's what has been created now. It's what's normal.
Julian Lewis, who's the expected starter for Colorado this year, former 5-star quarterback.
I think he's good.
Do you think he's paying the $2,500 for missing practice?
He better not miss practice.
But if he does, do you think he has the ego to sit there and say, I'm not going to pay it?
He'll be like, pay it. I think I mean, they're gonna. That's what I mean.
I think you're gonna have ego situations in this team now.
Ego, money, and business.
Carl, hitting us up on YouTube. If you are getting fined, it's not NIL. It's a salary. So Deion's now describing NIL differently now.
Right.
It's the direction we're moving toward in the sport. Guys, let me tell you real quick. I'm a big hat guy. Not necessarily that I control the hat industry, but I'm just a big hat guy. I wear a lot of hats most of the time daily, right? I'm not a big fan of getting up, fix my hair, doing all that stuff. I'll slap on a hat. I always especially wear a hat on the show here, guys. Let me tell you about the hat I got for Christmas. Branded Bills. They are amazing. It's a comfortable hat. It's almost like a dry fit hat mixed with a golf hat. Almost like a trucker hat as well. I mean, there's so many good things I could say about this hat. But I will say, if you want to pick one up as well, I got one over Christmas. I haven't stopped wearing it since. Go head over to the link in the description and hit up Branded Bills. It's a great hat, and I've been more than happy with it. Just receiving this hat and wearing it every day. I definitely don't control the hat industry, but I am a big hat guy. I do wear a lot of them. So want to go hit them up, do so in the description. Right there, Branded Bills / off the bench, CFB, right here. You don't have to go anywhere. It's just right below you. There's no issue hitting it, guys. Also, at the same time, wherever you're watching from today, I'm going to tell you about this cool thing called a subscription. You can subscribe here on YouTube, and it's free. You don't have to pay for it.
$0.
It helps us out. You won't even notice we're there. It just helps us out. Or you can continue listening. Leave a comment, subscribe, and like, and all that good stuff. It just helps us out. It helps us move forward here at the Off the Bench College Football Show, and we get to continue bringing this content to you and just have fun doing it. I mean, we're just hanging out on this Wednesday night.
Yeah, dude. Simple conversations.
Simple conversations. And in the on season, it's going to get even more intense.
Yeah.
It was fun this last year, and it's continued to be fun this year as well. So, guys, stick around. Don't go anywhere. Of course, we'll be live on the show this Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. right here. 7:30 a.m., 1039 FM, Jocks Huntsville as well. And, of course, right here, live on YouTube. You can find us anywhere from iHeartRadio as well on there at 7:30 a.m., Jocks Huntsville. There's so many places you can find the show, and you can keep up with the show. Right here, you can hit up Facebook at Off the Bench. You can find that in the description as well. You can follow me on TikTok, Kelsey.Huffine. Keep the up to date with all the latest stuff with the Off the Bench College Football Show. Guys, we will see you on Saturday. This has been the Off the Bench College Football Show.